Yo, what is up guys? It's the Goblin and welcome back to another Call of Duty Black Ops 4 video. Now a couple days ago they added three new weapons total to Black Ops 4, and then they added actually another melee weapon. So right now there's 4 DLC weapons, 2 of them are melee weapons, and you can't really make a class up for a melee weapon, you just run around and smack people. But the other 2 weapons, the Daemon 3XP and the Swat Rft, are actually very good in the assault rifle category and in the SMG category. I already made a class up for the Daemon a couple days ago. This one I'm going to be talking about the Swat Rft, which is the assault rifle that is unlocked at level 100 or tier 100 of the new operation under the contraband stream in the black market. Going to talk about how good I think this weapon is, what I think, its strengths and weaknesses are, and a best class up for it. If you guys could smack a like on this video, that would be much appreciated. I would very much appreciate that. Let's go for 1,500 likes. That would be killer. Smack that like button, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new and not already subscribed. So yes, this weapon is unlocked at tier 100. Personally, the reason why I already have this gun is because I purchased my way through the tiers to make YouTube videos and to create content for you guys. But for most people that aren't purchasing their way through the tiers, this weapon will be unlocked for people depending on how much they grind the game. I'm sure there's people that are grinding the game super hard and are going to unlock this in a week, legitimately by unlocking it, and there's other people that are going to unlock it on the last day of the season. But I definitely do recommend unlocking this before this event goes away, because this weapon is pretty good. Now when it comes down to it, the SMG I think is a very good SMG, and this AR I'm not sure how good I think it is, because all of the ARs are good and this one sort of just adds on another. We already have 5 beast assault rifles in this game, and this one just throws the 6th on top of a pile. This is another very strong gun, and this is a gun that is interesting because it reminds me a lot of the ICR, but the difference is with this and the ICR is you actually have stock available on this one, and it does have a tad bit of bounce at super long ranges, so it definitely loses to the ICR in that. And this gameplay here is one of the, actually got 100 plus kills on a normal 5v5 domination, so you can see just how good this weapon is. And this was just when I was leveling up my weapon too. I hadn't even reached the class up that I want, and the class up that is the ideal class up. So just because I got this gameplay, basically the only thing I was missing out on was stock, because I hadn't unlocked that yet. But just because you got one good gameplay, or I got this 100 plus without stock, that does not mean to use this weapon without stock. Trust me, stock is still the way to go, and you'll see it on my best classed up. But yeah, this gun is very good at doing that, sort of having decent damage and decent fire rate, and being a good overall weapon that actually does have stock. It reminds me a lot about the Vapor. You're just sacrificing, a little bit of fire rate for a little bit of damage, I guess you could say, although it does have kind of around the same fire rate of the Vapor. It's just the stats lines are very similar to a lot of the assault rifles, and it doesn't stand out with an extremely strength in this category or in that category, but it's definitely a good overall assault rifle. And I think the good overall assault rifles are the ones that have become some of the best in the game. The KN, the Vapor. Obviously I think the Maddox is still the best overall. And do I think this weapon is better than the Maddox? Probably not. I mean, if this was the best AR in the entire game, people would be crying pay to win. But I do think this is a gun that obviously you can see I got 100 plus kills with, and it's just a gun that fits in perfectly to the assault rifle category, adds on. It's another very strong one. So when this gun comes out, what are the attachments that are available on it? Because that's a major thing in this game. In the past, when you get DLC weapons, they would all have, similar attachments to their weapon class. But in this game, every weapon has unique attachments available for it. And so far, these 2 new DLC weapons do not have operator mods, which it's kind of, I wish they had, I want to see more operator mods. I'm a big fan of that, and I think it's something dope that they did in this game, and I wish they did more of it. But what are the attachments that are available? What are our options here? So first of all, with the sight, I'm of course going to run the reflex sight. That is the one I'm going to go with on this one. This gun does not have an option. I believe it doesn't have an option for an elo sight. I mean, I never saw one. If I did, I must have missed it. But I was just rocking the reflex sight on it, and it was working out pretty well. Reminded me of, like I said, reminds me a lot of the ICR and how I use that weapon. But then when we go down to the attachments, these are what is available: quick draw, fast mags, FMJ, long barrel, stock, extended mags, high caliber, and suppressor. So this does have a suppressor available as well. However, if I go suppressed, for some reason, I really like rocking the Vapor suppressed. That's one that I think it makes me the most comfortable. I know KM can do it as well. I know this gun can do it as well. So you have some options here, but in this game, I don't think suppressor is even that dope anyway. So out of those 8 options, I take 3 different attachments. Well, I take the red dot sight first, and then 3 of those 8 attachments. Which 3 do I pick? Number 1, stock. You're going to want to have stock on this gun. If if you are, you know, as you're leveling it up, of course, once you hit that level, stock, I believe it's unlocked at like level 7 or 8 on this weapon, so you do have to grind a tiny bit to get it. But, you know, leveling up your weapon, you know, if you're going off and getting gun kills, shouldn't take too long, and especially, you know, if you're going off with the weapon, and I think for leveling it up, you need to make sure you are getting those kills, not just EKAs. But yeah, stock is the first one. Second is going to be fast mags. Pretty self-explanatory choice. This gun has a decent fire rate, and it has 35 as far as the rounds per magazine. This gun's probably, I'd say its weakness is at range, because the range fall off seems to, you know, those gunfights at range, that's the only time where recoil starts to really come into effect, and where I feel like, okay, it's taking a lot of bullets to kill these people. Close to medium, I'd say medium is where this gun exceeds, but fast mags is self-explanatory. I just don't want to get stuck in a reload, especially in a game where you have to heal and reload, and I don't run stim shot, so that's why I run that. And then my third attachment is going to be quick draw here, and my reason behind picking that is just because this is a gun, like I said, you're going to be using that more close to medium. Probably you're going to try to stay around medium because you're using an assault rifle, which is like perfect for a map like Slums. Slums is the map, like, this is the map that's like just perfect for like a Maddox, you know, a KN, or a weapon like this, the Swat Rft. So the third one, I just go with quick draw because I think that's the best. Other options, I mean, I guess you could go with long barrel to help the range on this weapon. It all depends, though. If you go long barrel, then you're sort of playing into the weakness, trying to strengthen the weaknesses. But I go with quick draw. I'm trying to play off its strengths, you know, and keep those engagements to that medium sort of range and stuff like that. And then as far as my gear, ComSec device, just because I'm rocking kill streaks, and I had recently just prestiged when I got this gameplay too. I was rocking Thresher, Helicopter, and Strike Team. I have all of those unlocked through, I think Helicopter you get default, but yeah, Thresher, I think, and Strike Team I spent prestige unlocked tokens on, because those are so damn helpful. Just because to have big streaks at level 1, I don't want to go through my whole prestige rocking with Hellstorm and RCXDs and stuff. You know, I'm someone that can get those big streaks, and when you get them, you get rewarded, as you can see in this gameplay, 100 plus kills, you know, and I died quite a bit too. I think the final score is like 103 to like 10 deaths, 11 deaths, I don't really know, but we'll see at the end. So ComSec device, self-explanatory why I rock it. And then my perk setup here, like I said, I was early in a prestige. I run Flak Jacket as the first perk, and this is one that I've always been going back and forth. I thought for a long time Tac Mask way over Flak Jacket, but then when I think about it, Tac Mask, the main thing Tac Mask really helps me against are those Seeker cars, and those Seeker cars just destroy me when I don't have Tac Mask, and when I do have Tac Mask, I get destroyed by RCXDs and Battery Specialists. So it's kind of weird. You can never really get the right pick, and I think it all just depends on what specialists your enemies are using. And honestly, I'm getting into the mode where if I'm going full on tryhard, I might just make 2 of the exact same class setups, one with Flak Jacket as the perk one is Tac Mask, and then go into the game and pick whichever one, you know, start off with whichever one, Flak Jacket or Tac Mask, and then as the game goes along, see if they have a Battery Specialist, make sure I'm going to be switching to that Flak Jacket, right? Or if they're running a bunch of RC cars or running a bunch of grenades. However, if they're running stuff like the Seeker car or a counter UAV, stuff that Tac Mask can help against, then I could rock with that. So it's very, you know, interesting. You can go either way with that. On this one, I was rocking Flak Jacket, perk 2 Gung Ho, perk 3 Ghost. I don't really recommend Ghost. I think Ghost is good. I think it's the second best perk 3 though. I would go with Dead Silence, but Dead Silence you have to be level 18. And like I said, I was going through the prestiges, and there's a lot of stuff that I value in this game, so I don't have enough prestige unlock tokens to spend on everything just yet. So I was rocking Ghost, but I probably would go with Dead Silence. So that's the full class setup. Like I said, the class setup isn't what makes this gun special. It's pretty self-explanatory. You take a pretty good weapon, you slap on quick draw, fast mags, and stock, and you make that weapon even better. And that's basically when it comes down to it. Now, how good are these DLC weapons? For the first set of DLC weapons, they're a lot better than I expected. The SMG, I think, is a very, very good SMG. I think this is a very, very good assault rifle, although the reason why, it's like, this is like a good assault rifle, but it's coming into the assault rifle category, and the assault rifle category is basically the Golden State Warriors of this game. All of them are absolute monsters, right? So when you add in another one on there, it's like, okay, you know, that's making them a lot better, but they're already the best category with the assault rifle. So that's sort of how I think this weapon fits in. The SMG though, I'm gonna start playing with that SMG and add it to my regular rotation, because I think that weapon could make a spot on like a top weapons list. Do you guys want me to make, I think I have to make a top weapons list because this has shaken it up a little bit, especially with what happened with the Titan nerf also. And the Titan nerf is interesting because a lot of people are still using that. The Titan is like it seems like everyone uses that. Like most players seem to use that, and it does get quite annoying, but they did give that gun a significant nerf with the basically the flinch, which they did on the last one, which I gotta test that out and different stuff like that. Big update though. There was a big update. Then of course they added this Christmas event thing on December 13th, and everyone on the Xbox and other consoles will be getting this weapon added in a couple of days now because it comes out a week later. Yeah, 103-11 final score. Hope you guys did enjoy this video. Smack a like. Test out this class up when you guys do get this weapon. It is pretty dope. And yeah, subscribe if you guys are new, and I'm out. Peace.